a bunch of little pins that I picked up different places. They'd give me all over the Soviet Union. Different unit pins. I don't know what they all mean, but I got them a lot of places. And not to do with this, but I worked on the Veterans Day Parade, as did many MOWW members. And this made the front page of the Dallas Morning News, me shaking hands of this former pilot down in front of City Hall. And the photographer called me that day and said, you're going to be on the front page of the paper. And I actually have the newspaper too, but the photographer that did this, with the story, he made that for us, which was something. And I was the chairman of the 2023 parade, but we had to cancel due to weather. Well, this is one of the little mementos that the Russian gave me. See how bad the quality is? How in the suitcase it bled, the colors bled, so it's not too good. But I found that to be true with a lot of the structure of their buildings. The floors were unlevel, the walls were not straight. Really crummy workmanship I found throughout the Soviet Union. Roads terrible, bathrooms deplorable, all those things. And we had to stay in the barracks when we would stay in officers' quarters. They would move them out for us to stay. But even then, it was pretty bad. We generally put the Russians, the Soviets, up in hotels like the Hilton, the Ramada, whatever. We put them in, normal hotels. And except on one Air Force base, we put them in government officers' quarters, the VIP quarters. When I did the Strategic Arms Treaty, and taking them to Charleston Navy base, the Navy wouldn't let us keep the Russians on the base, nor at Kings Bay, Georgia. We had the Air Force say, well, you can stay at the Air Force base. So we kept them at the Charleston Air Force base to inspect the Navy base at Charleston. And then we kept them in a hotel outside of Kings Bay, Georgia. There again, the Navy wouldn't allow us to quarter them on the base. So, but when it comes to priority, one thing we had the priority over was aircraft. Second to the president, we were number 2 priority because the parameters of the treaty had to be met, certain timelines. If you miss, you violated the treaty. So when we called for an aircraft, we got the aircraft. One of the first missions when the Russians were coming, right after the 4th of July, I think it was the 5th of July, I was on the way to the office and I got a call on my portable phone at that time. You didn't really have it. It was about the size of a brick. And I had an antenna, and I'm driving, and it said, the Russians are coming in with 80 inspectors to San Francisco. So I said, well, get us a C-141 to leave this afternoon for Andrews. I don't know who's going to be on it, but get us a C-141. They turned a C-141. It was in the air around to land at Andrews. And that afternoon, I got enough of escorts together to fly out to assist the team out there to take all these Russians on the 5 different inspections they had to go on. So we had that kind of priority. We were there. We called for it in the morning. In the afternoon, we had an airplane, and we were on the way to Travis Air Force Base to intercept the Soviet teams, which we got there before they arrived.